If someone gave me two options, XPR or ZBCN, what would I do with it? I would actually believe in both, and I would actually go 50-50, even though nothing I say is financial advice. And let me explain why. It's because when I take a look at ZBCN and XPR, they're pretty much competitors. I mean, ZBIC pretty much focus on the same markets as the XPR network. They're both very similar to Ripple and Stellar, in my opinion. And again, they're kind of competitors. But then the thing is, ZBCN has a way bigger market cap than XPR. I don't mind that though, because if let's say XPR were to go to the price of 25 cents, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $7 billion, around a 78x from here. On the flip side, ZBCN going to the price of 10 cents is around a 35x from here, and considering current circulating supply, market cap is around $8.5 billion. Now, again, nothing I say is financial advice, but then the way I take a look at it is that I still want to take a chance on something like XPR because, again, market cap, relatively speaking, is still pretty low, despite it having a pretty good run and then a pretty big pullback, but that could also be said for ZBCN, so it's really nothing that shocking to me. But at the same time, due to its kind of lower market cap, it hasn't really been kind of proven in the same way ZBCN has, right? And also, when I take a look at ZBIC, it does have allegedly early backers like Circle, which is the creator of USDC. We also take a look at one of its backers is also Solana Ventures, which of course Solana is very massive. XPR doesn't really have that kind of, I would say, reputation in a sense as of right now. So yeah, sure, 25 cents is around a 78x from here, and people may think, oh, ZBCN going to the price of 10 cents, around a 35x from here. But still, even despite that, I want to go 50-50 because I still want to use ZBCN as my foundation, but at the same time, I still also want to take a chance on something like XPR because they're pretty much focused on the same markets, and there really isn't that many competitors. I mean, let's think about this. Number 1 and number 2, I think we can arguably say Ripple and Stellar, right? I mean, there's kind of no changing that. Number 3, number 4, as of right now, I would say is something like XDC and XCN. Other than that, there's, let's say, XPR, there's Swiftcoin, but let's just count that real quick, right? Ripple, Stellar, XDC, we take a look at XCN, ZBCN, Swiftcoin, XPR. That's pretty much 5 recognizable kind of popular options beyond the market leaders, right? Because, of course, let's say we exclude Ripple and Stellar in this example. That's not that many competitors. So some people may be thinking, okay, why would you believe in a competitor of something like ZBCN? Well, why not? There's not that many. So if let's say there's a lot of, kind of, I would say, attention to the market leaders during, let's say, maybe a fully fledged type of hypothetical altcoin season, wouldn't some of the attention maybe go to its competitors? Now, if let's say there was 20 or 30 competitors, that's totally a different case, right? Maybe I would not believe in too many of the same projects that are focused on the same markets. But then this kind of isn't like that because there isn't that many competitors. So it's in this kind of unique position where I don't mind believing in a competitor of ZBIC. This is just my perspective. If we take a look at ZBIC, I would arguably say it's a little bit more diverse though than XPR, and let me explain why. Because ZBIC, it is focused on AI-based PayFi. The ZBIC cards are kind of gaining momentum a little bit in terms of the attention. We take a look at focus on global trade and finance, focus on the payments market, but that could also be said for XPR. ZBIC is focused on payrolls, is also focused on something called RWAs, which stands for real-world assets. Well, on the flip side, if we take a look at something like XPR, some people may be thinking, who cares about this? But really, the XPR network is a layer 1 proof-of-stake blockchain. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, that's kind of, not too special. Well, here's the thing. The XPR network provides an alternative to traditional payment systems like ACH and SWIFT, or Visa and MasterCard through an innovative resource model. So I think it's not like too kind of basic in a sense. I still think there's something there in terms of kind of the fundamentals, and I like that. Again, it may not be as diverse maybe in the grand scheme of things as ZBIC, but lower market cap, hasn't really been that proven yet. I still want to take a chance on this, but I also still want to believe in ZBCN. So I'm going 50-50, but at the same time, all I can do right now is stay patient. Now, just in case before I continue this, right? If some people are saying that, let's say ZBCN going to the price of 10 cents, market cap around 8.5 billion, and XPR going to 25 cents maybe, and let's say market cap's around 7 billion. Keep in mind, those market caps right there is nothing kind of even compared to XRP right now. Think about this. XRP market cap is well beyond $100 billion. even if, let's say, we combine those two market caps, right? 7 billion plus 8.5 billion, that's like not even 10% of XRP's current market cap. And we're not even in a fully fledged type of hypothetical altcoin season yet, in my opinion. And also, some people may argue that too. So, is this too much to ask for? I mean, this is just my perspective. But again, only time will tell. All I can do is stay patient. Sure, I can take a look back in history and see how usually altcoins, as a worst case scenario, typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event, which the last one happened April of last year, 18 months on top of that, around October this year. Totally aware of that, but that's based off history. Whenever it does decide to happen, because keep in mind, when I was believing in ZBCN, when I was believing in XPR, who knew they were going to pump like that, right? Now, I didn't get into XPR as early as I did when it comes to ZBCN, because when I was believing in XPR, it wasn't like, kind of at the hovering bottom range, right? Where like, ZBCN was kind of when I was believing in it. So I got into XPR a little bit late. I got into ZBCN arguably at a better time, but at the same time still, not many people knew the exact moment they were going to pump. So again, ZBCN, higher market cap, but I still want to believe in it. XPR, lower market cap, I still want to believe in it too. But whenever it does decide to, let's say, maybe wake up and let's say it has a massive comeback, who knows? Only time will tell. If, let's say, ever does happen, all I can do is control myself and stay patient, because whatever happens to XPR, ZBCN, that is completely out of my control moving forward. Also the markets, I want to stay patient by believing in both, and 50-50, that's what I would do if I was given those two options. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain. I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.